Hi. Today as educators, let's discuss managing technology-infused classrooms. Every classroom has to start out with good rules and procedures to run smoothly, and the same goes when technology is infused. Here's a few best practices for managing technology that we can implement in our classroom. Set clear and consistent goals. This will let students know exactly what they are allowed and not allowed to do on their technology devices. Post rules. It's a good idea to post computer rules around the classroom close to the computers if possible. This will save time and minimize students' questions. Learn about new technologies. We must constantly seek out what's new with technology and never expect our students to use technology we haven't tried out first. Classroom arrangement. We need to arrange our classrooms in a way that allows easy movement throughout. This will allow us to monitor our students and ensure they are engaged. Continually seek out new knowledge, guidance, and professional development. Of course, there is always someone that knows more than we do. So we should always reach out for help. This could be from a veteran teacher, a technology specialist, YouTube videos, blogs. This list could go on and on. Let's ask ourselves, how does classroom technology management affect lesson planning? When we plan our lessons, it's very important that we consider technology management. Our main goal should be that our students are actively participating in the learning process. Once we've planned our lessons, then we can decide what type of technology we need and what is best for our students. Technology should always support and reinforce learning, and never precede it. Okay. What do we do when technology won't work? Sometimes there's minor computer glitches and can be frustrating. That's why it's important to always have Plan B ready, a backup plan, so we can keep our class on task and our schedule running smoothly. Let's take a look inside a classroom where management has been a success.
I'm Nikita Gillespie. I teach 3rd grade at Sandpine Elementary School. To me, it is very important that students develop the technologically literate skills that they're going to need when they get older. And so by using these devices and these various apps each day in the class, they're going to just become more and more fluent, and that won't be something they have to learn later to be successful. That will just be second nature to them.
I'm so excited that this year my teacher lets me to bring my iPad to school.
They already know more than me, and I'm probably one of the people that people come to at our school for help with technology, and I seek out help from the students sometimes. So it's really just harnessing that ability.
I love to bring my iPad mini because you get to do lots of stuff.
Well, you can't teach without student engagement, and technology infinitely increases student engagement, so naturally it's going to increase the quality of learning on the student's end. So in my mind, with this being available, there's really no debating whether we should or shouldn't be. It's just in what capacity and how often can we do it.
BYOD is the acronym for Bring Your Own Device. And in one-to-one classrooms, every child has their own iPad or laptop, but the devices are the property of the school. You think this is a good idea? I do. Just think, students would already be familiar with their own device. They could transfer things to other devices, and it would allow them instant access to information they need for class. I know what you're thinking. Yes, we should have best practices to follow in order for this to run smoothly. Set clear expectations, so the student will know what to do. Be flexible. Give students choices. This will keep them motivated and engaged. Change roles. Allow students to become the teacher. Students learn from peers and teachers do too. Here's a few specific management strategies that teachers have found effective. Let's take a look.
One of my absolute favorites, and it's one thing that we heard right away when we started investigating one-to-one and what it meant to bring technology into the classroom, was a simple command or a statement that we could give in our classroom to maintain some sort of focus. Now, teachers have been doing this for as long as I can remember, but now with the technology becomes particularly important that they do this. One of the first ones we heard was apples up, and the picture shows that. What that means is a screen flat on the ground and an apple up. Some teachers have said screens down, hands off. Some teachers have said devices down, devices away, devices off. Lots of things that you can use, but what you really want to do is be consistent and work with your students K-12 on what this means, right? So our first graders, it's important for them as it is for our 12th graders to say, when you're in this classroom and you hear me say this is my expectation, this is what it looks like, this is what it sounds like and feels like, and model that for kids and remind them when we say something like this and maybe they don't follow it, we stop and we really make a teachable moment out of it and make a point of saying, when I say this, this is what I need from you. This gets the kids focused back on the instructor, which is really important from time to time. Another option, and this is really while you're teaching, is to use some sort of a timer. So the more time I spend in classrooms, as well as being a teacher myself, one of the things that I totally get is that we can get really wrapped up in a moment. And some teachers have a great internal clock and really know, like, okay, we spend 2 minutes and we have to keep moving. And others of us really get kind of caught in the conversation, we get caught in the activity, or one student asks a question, or we get pulled into a side conversation, and what was a 2-minute activity turns into a 6-minute or a 10-minute activity. When we have that time where students, the activity was designed for a short period and now they have more time, that's when our students really can get off task, right? That's when they have that free time to go explore, and when it only takes just a fraction of a second to turn on a different app on your iPad and hop into a game or hop into some other website, it's really important that we have structured time. A timer is really helpful for that because it automatically kind of just keeps that internal clock going. So there's a lot of different timers. Just the basic timer app on your iPad is a great one. It's really functional. You can put it up using something like AirPlay, or you can plug in. If you're using the Chrome browser, you can put a one-click timer. There's timers everywhere. But the reality is, if we can set those timers and broadcast them, kids know this is the amount of time we have to work. And when you become consistent about saying the timer's up, the work is done, we need to move forward, that really will set a tone in your classroom that there isn't room for us to be off task.
Self-explanatory. I'm not going to go that in depth. If you ever think that you need a refresher, I have it up here. Student guidelines, this is the same exact thing. Okay? The other thing I told you about was how nice and clean that the cart looked when you came into the room. That's how it should look when you leave the room as well. And then the other thing up here is just some troubleshooting tips. Obviously there's going to be adults in here, but I'll try to help you out as much as I can. We might have to refer to some troubleshooting tips that might help us out with any problems, but I think we should be okay? So here's the do's. This is everything that we are going to advocate that you do. Carry the laptop with 2 hands. Close it before carrying it. Walk slow. Place it on your desk securely. Make sure your hands are clean and dry. Now, for you guys, that might be something to really take into consideration. If you come in, especially because you come in after recess right away, make sure your hands are clean. Don't get these all dirty. Don't mess them up. We're very, very fortunate to have a laptop cart all to ourselves for math this year. Okay? So make sure that you clean your hands and dry your hands before you use them, especially if you're coming in from recess, you're all sweaty, things like that. You can always refer to this. Mrs. Wolf comes in with Mrs. Rivard's class next period. In case she needs to know, that resource is here for not only yourself, but also other adults that might come into the room who need to help you out with the laptops. Okay? So that'll be there for you if you need it. Dominique, question? All right, return the laptop to the appropriate shelf in the cart when you're done. That's going to be the job of the laptop police officer that I kind of assigned that job here in a second. Right away, notify me or any other adult in the room if you're ever experiencing some kind of problem with the laptop, okay?
This is for the laptop police, is that what we're calling them?
Laptop police, yeah.
Awesome.
All right, we'll start with Dominique down here, and we'll go this way. Go ahead. Mariah, you say yes or no.
17?
Yes.
What?
Nice job. Okay, it's pretty good. All right, Dominique, go to your post. Now, Dominique is going to do the same thing that I did when you were taking the cards out, okay? Except kind of in reverse. You're going to make sure that you put them in now and plug them in so that they are charging, okay? So you're going to call 1 through 3 when they're done, then 4 through 6, and so on. And remember, the computers go above the number. So number 1 goes up here, this is going to be number 4, this is going to be 7. Got it? Okay? Don't make me fire you from your police job on your first day. Okay, Dominique, start us off. Now, while you're waiting for your number to be called, you can get out your homework from yesterday. We're going to then go over that together. All right?
You paying attention here, officer? Making sure they're doing everything right?
Well, number one, that's
That's true. I do have number 1. I gotta fix this one, so.
And all the signs we have a math today, and I'm working on
Hope you found something useful and thanks for watching.